Hey y'all, Instinct Survivalist here. I want to talk to you today about fire lays. Today specifically, we're going to talk about the Teepee Fire Lay and why that's important, what it's used for, and I'm going to show you one way to do that. Now, the thing about the fire lays is each fire lay that you may use or utilize can be utilized for a specific situation or purpose. You look at keyhole fires, making that for cooking. You look at log cabin fires, which is what I use a majority of the time. I use that for getting a bed of coals and cooking on it. And the reason for that is because, you know, it's the Lincoln log type fire, right? It's the kind where it's flat. You lay some across, then as you go up, you lay some more across, and then across. And it can be anywhere from 2 to 4 to you know, however big you want to make this fire. And that gives me a nice bed of coals. The teepee fire in this case, the reason that we're using it today is because, number one, I want to learn and enhance my skills for creating a teepee fire in a different situation. This time, instead of having, you know, cut logs, I'm using sticks that I've picked up across the yards and things of that nature. I've got a bunch of brush I'm trying to burn up, to be honest with you. Secondly, the reason that it's used is because it utilizes or burns the underside very quickly. Okay, so it gives you more surface area, which increases the ability to have a fire quicker, and it also causes a very warming sensation. It is designed as a warming fire, and as the coals go down, or as the ashes go down, you can utilize that bed of coals for cooking. The thing about a teepee fire, and I'm going to be real honest with you, it's always cool, right? It's always the nostalgic look into the past. Every time you see an old Western, anytime you see a movie, they always have that teepee fire. And that teepee fire is, it's known for when somebody says a campfire, the first thing they think of is a teepee fire, okay? That is a campfire across the world. The other side of that is that because of the way that it's been done, it's not just a matter of warming and having that nostalgic look, but again, that surface area being increased. So today we're going to use those sticks that I've gathered. We're going to go through and create a fire in a teepee lay, and it's probably not going to be like the ones that you've ever seen. And the reason for that is because with the logs that I'm using, or the sticks that I'm using, it doesn't have quite that look and feel of the perfect campfire. Okay, so let's walk through that. Let's go through each piece of that, and we'll go through it together. And hopefully this will help enhance or increase your repertoire, if you will, or your bag of tricks in another type of fire lay. All right, stay tuned for that. Okay, so I'm going to give you the initial piece of this, or initial part of this. And so first off, you can see this is what I'm using for my bird nest. It's distressed pine straw, lying alongside the road. Guess what? It's cheap. It's free. Pick it up. And all it is just the pine straw that you've seen, you know, cars run over and you see the little tufts going across like a tumbleweed, is what that is. Secondly, I've got my platform, and the reason for my platform is to make sure that it's off the ground. Number one, it gives me air circulating underneath it. And number two, it gives me the ability to ensure that if it's wet on the ground, I don't have to worry about the dampness killing my fire. Okay? But you'll notice that this log here is a little bit higher than this one, and the reason being is because I want to put that in an angle. So my little twigs, if you will, are at an angle, which means I can put my tinder bundle in there, those light, and then you can see kind of how those are leaning that way. Sorry about the camera hit. And then the rest of them are leaning that way. And there's some on the back side also leaning inward. Now that's the way we've got it laid up and starting and set. What I will do is, as it goes, we'll go in and add those pieces to it as well. But again, we're just making sure that we've got this fire, again, a different way, or a different way to look at how to build a teepee fire. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to use a double thumb. And this is a trick I learned from Survival Sherpa. And what that is I'm actually taking and pushing into it, so it's a little bit easier and a little quicker to start. I'll flip it over on itself so that it lights easier. And you'll notice how fast the top one started burning. Part of that is because of the dry leaves, I'll give you that. But the other reason is because of that surface area that we were talking about. Yes, I did have to blow that back into flame. And the reason being is because I had it too far out. I didn't have enough hole for me to put the tinder in there. Now the twigs have caught. Now it'll start going up a little bit better. And I'll just start adding some sticks to this. Now, one thing about a proper fire lay is you want to make sure that you're not just throwing logs on a fire. Okay, it doesn't do you any good, right? And that's why you utilize a fire lay, because if you have something that's kind of disorganized, although fire loves chaos, you want to make sure that you're not burning through all of your wood that you have. So I'm actually moving those over to make them a little easier for me to access. There we go. And you do see I'm starting to get a nice fire in there. We'll go in and we'll add, let's break that one in half. Add some more to it. Close up that front. And you'll notice I'm also putting the Ys at the top. Okay, and the reason for that is to basically lock in the other pieces. I will tell you, this is not a picture or not a video I want to shoot in the summertime, because this is already hot, hot, hot. The other thing about this, or one other thing about this, is that you can utilize a portion, and I'll say a portion, of wet wood when utilizing a teepee fire. And the reason being is because with that surface area that we're dealing with, and it actually licking the flames, it'll dry it out a lot quicker. No different than if you take your logs and lay them on the outside of your fire ring to dry them out. Okay. Well, I would say that that was a success. Pretty easy to do. I'll back off so that you can see a fuller picture of it. And it's sitting pretty high. Okay. So there you have it. Quick, easy, nice little teepee fire. I am literally about 5 feet away, maybe a little bit further. Still feeling the heat. I actually had to move the camera out because it was too hot for the camera to where it was initially. So I appreciate you joining me. Appreciate the likes, the follows, the retweets, the tweets, the subscribing and everything, guys. Hey, thanks for all you do for me. This is Veterans Day 2016, so thank you to all of the veterans that have served, and let's be thankful for that as well in your heart. Anyway, thanks again. Make sure you subscribe and share this video out, okay? Till next time, use your instincts to survive. Thanks for watching.